We're seeing an increase in the savings rate. Guess I had an extra arrow in there. We had an increase in the savings rate. We're seeing debt decline. Many of the real estate pundits are saying that's future down payment, and they're just speaking globally. That's a good sign. In 2010, 11 MSAs, metro markets, showed positive job growth. In 2009, we had 0. Okay? Mr. Conway is going to talk about a lot of economic data. I'm excited to hear what he has going on. We're in a very difficult spot. I get it. I'm not saying that things are going to turn around, but there are positive signs. So we're moving in the right direction. We need to really sort of position ourselves, given today's market, what is it that we're doing? We also have two distinct buyers out there right now in terms of population density. We have the baby boomers and we have the echo boomers. And I brought these both up just to show you this. Baby boomers, according to the Mature Market Institute, they had published a report last week. 55 plus is the fastest growing population segment in the United States today. Okay? The study came out and they interviewed baby boomers and they said, why do you buy a new home? So, prize money. What is the number one reason 55 plus crowd buys a new home today? Michael?
Being closer to family.
Perfect. Did you hear what he said? Number one reason, according to this study, again, I'm not making it up, according to the study, the number one reason that people, that 55 plus crowd, thank you, purchases a home today is to be closer to family and friends. Number two reason, can anybody guess what the number two reason is? I don't have prize money, so I'm just asking for a volunteer. Number two reason is lower cost of operation. Number one reason, closer to family and friends. Number two, cost of operation. So if you're having financing, you're having energy efficiency, would that be a little different for you in terms of how you talk and communicate maybe with that crowd? And the third thing is the house. And I'm not discounting the home. I'm just saying that the current study in this economic period says those are the three things that the baby boomers are looking at. Now, the future market really for us is going to be the echo boomers, and I want to show you a graphic of this. So if you look at the population in the United States, you have the baby boomers, which is this big graphic right here. They have a home. That may not be a good thing, but they have a home. They have money. Gen Xers, this is my crowd. There's a lot of trouble in that mix. And then we have the echo boomers, right? They typically don't have a home, don't have money, don't have a job. But this is really the future buying segment. And as the economy picks up, this is going to become a big bulge of potential home buyers going through the market. And if I show you the pace at which this group comes into the buying age, and the buying age is defined as 21 to 34, you can see that the biggest increase happened in 08. Well, that's right when everything went haywire. So there's a whole bunch of people coming of house buying age in the next 5 to 6 years. And as the economy recovers, this is going to be a great population of home buyers. And I'm just sharing this with you. This isn't me making this up. I've heard this argument numerous times. I'm going to share with you another slide here, that this group, as things recover, is going to be our next buying crowd. Now, this is an older slide, but I just wanted to show you housing starts. So if you take growing population, you take the baby boomers, and you take a decline in housing, at some point, we have the housing market pick back up. Okay? I'm not saying it's 05, 06, 07 numbers. I'm saying at some point there is a collision of these forces that happen. Closest I could get anybody ever to say in all these pundits and things that I was reading was within the decade. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, sometime within 10 years. But this is real dynamics going on out there in the market. So to wrap up here, I want to give you an overview, and this is MetLife's overview of where real estate is headed and how long it's really going to take for us to recover. Nobody can say for certainty. We're not perfect on what's going on in the world, but we're saying how long before we get back to normalized inventory, normalized sales rates, appreciation rather than depreciation. I'm not talking 06, 07 sales rates, but how long will it take for many metros to recover? This is a heat map of the United States. Blue markets are 1 to 2 years. Gray markets are 2 to 3, orange are 4 to 8, and red are 10 plus years. Okay? So, okay, let's end happy. 1 to 2 years. It looks like Mount Vernon, Cle Elum, Walla Walla. Okay, 2 to 3 years, we basically have Spokane in Metro Seattle and Salem. 4 to 8 years. As you can see, Portland, Medford, Coeur d'Alene, parts of North Salt Lake. And finally, if you go into the red, you see Boise, Salt Lake proper, Reno, Vegas, and so forth. Reason that I'm sharing this with you is just to give you perspective that we have a long way to go. There's many markets out there that are still suffering. I will tell you, go back to my comment, I travel a lot, I see a lot of markets. For as bad as we sometimes think it is in Seattle, we have a very good market compared to many places out there. The market will recover. It may take years, it may take 10 years, it may take 20 years. It will recover, but you need to adjust your game for today's situation. You need to adapt, you need to adjust.
What's your benchmark for recovery? What do you think it's going to recover to?
We were measuring inventory balances and depreciation and rate of, foreclosures. I was asked that, I didn't have the exact answer. They're not saying that when do we get back to, '07 velocity. They were saying, when do we get back to a normalized market with a normalized real estate balance on it? So I guess in closing, what I want to share with you is this, that you have to adjust and adapt for today's market. You really do. If you have today's sales process, if you have a sales process that identifies, and connects with your buyer demographics, shift in communication, and you have a better defined sales process and follow-up, you will have more success out there in today's market. I want to thank you so much for your time today. I'm going to turn it over to our next person. If you have any questions, we put up the propaganda. But thank you so much for your time. This was new construction.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and I was talking with Dick Conway, and just to the point, I was talking with Dick Conway about this. I mean, there are a lot of different opinions about rate of recovery and when things will recover. And again, I'm not holding myself out as the expert that this is what it is. This is just one interpretation. A lot of it has to do with jobs, right? If we have people employed, then a lot of good things can happen, and that's really where we need to have before we can have anything. If we don't have job recovery, it doesn't matter what we show, right? In terms of that. Thank you very much.